Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel Contentholic. Today's video will focus on how to write a perfect SOP for tourist visa, or you can say the visitor visa for New Zealand. But first of all, let's explore New Zealand a little and discuss why people from all over the globe want to visit there and have made the country to be known as the most desired tourist destination. Let's discuss New Zealand a bit. See, millions of people want to travel to New Zealand for its natural beauty, diverse landscapes, and unique culture. The country is known for its majestic mountains, beautiful lakes, pristine beaches, and ancient forests. Visitors can explore the natural wonders of Rotorua, hike in the southern Alps, or relax in the tranquil surroundings of Fiordland National Park. The New Zealand is also known for its friendly locals, rich Maori traditions, and great food and wine. Whether you are looking for adventure or relaxation, New Zealand has unique experience that attracts tourists from all over the world. There are many countries in the world that mostly focus on increasing their tourism and tourist index. One among those countries is New Zealand, which not only focuses on increasing their tourism but also develops and spreads its culture among the visitors. Activities such as bungee jumping, whale watching, etc. exemplify typical tourist attractions. The number of visitors in New Zealand increases every year, recording almost 14.2 million tourist arrivals in 2022. If you are planning to visit New Zealand as a tourist or to visit friends or family, then you should apply for a tourist visa, or you can say the visitor visa. One of the most important documents that you must submit as part of your application is the statement of purpose, or you can call it, or it's abbreviated as SOP. Before talking about tips and strategy to write a perfect SOP, we must move ahead and discuss what exactly an SOP for tourist visa for New Zealand and what importance does it hold. Let's answer this question. What is an SOP for tourist visa or the visitor visa New Zealand? A statement of purpose is abbreviated as an SOP and is an important document that describes your reason for visiting New Zealand, your travel plans, and your intention to return back to your home country after your trip ends. New Zealand visitor visa is also termed as New Zealand tourist visa or New Zealand temporary resident visa. This is a formal document that you need to grab from the visa officer in order to visit and tour the country. But first, you will need to submit a well-written SOP, the statement of purpose for fulfilling this dream. Now, SOP for visitor or the tourist visa is the statement of purpose for visiting and touring New Zealand. It is written in the form of an essay. You need to talk about your intention of visiting New Zealand, which will help you in obtaining the New Zealand visitor visa. This is the predominant and most crucial document which carries your information, your purpose, your intention of visit, date of return, travel expenses, and so on. It means it carries all the information related to your visit to New Zealand. The SOP plays an important role in the visa application process because it gives the visa officer a clear picture of your purpose and helps them decide if you are eligible to get a tourist or the visitor visa or not. Make sure you write it with utmost sincerity and care so that you will be able to stand out and obtain the visa. Now, we are going to talk about some important tips and tricks that will help you in creating an exceptional visitor or the tourist visa SOP for yourself. Let's discuss them one by one. Tips for writing SOP for tourist visa or the visitor visa for New Zealand. Okay, So the first one is go through the guidelines. It is most important to go through the guidelines that are published by the authorities of the New Zealand as to what they want to see in your SOP, its word limit, requirements, etc. Going through these guidelines will help you to understand all the terms and conditions of the country, and you will be able to create a perfect SOP as demanded by them. The second point is keep it short and concise. You must keep your SOP short and concise. There are a lot of applications that the visa officer needs to address. If your SOP will be a lengthy and exaggerated document, then it will become difficult for the visa officer to read it in the minimum time. As a result, your SOP should follow brevity and should be written in concise manner, which can help the visa officer to read it. To read it quickly and give the decision in your favor. Then the next point is provide detail of your travel plans by submitting an itinerary and write your intention for visiting there. You must describe your travel plans by submitting an itinerary to the visa officer, including the places you plan to visit, travel dates, and the duration of each destination. You should clearly mention the details of New Zealand trip and the purpose for the visit. Talk about those places you are going to visit and the activities that you are planning to do there. This point holds the utmost importance as the visa officer is mostly interested in knowing your intention for visit their country. The next point is talk about your partners. Then you need to talk about your partners, if any, who are visiting with you, or it will be your solo trip. Whether your partner is accompanying you or it's a solo trip, please provide the details. Next is explain your staying arrangements. Make sure to explain your staying arrangements in New Zealand. If you will be staying in a hotel, then mention its name, or if you are staying with your family or friends, then mention their address. You need to explain very clearly where you will be staying in the New Zealand during your trip. The next point is proof of your finances. You will need to prove that you have sufficient funds to support yourself in New Zealand, including accommodation, travel, food, and other expenses. Nobody wants to be stuck in the country due to the lack of funds, lack of money, and become an unauthorized immigrant in a foreign country. Hence, it's mandatory to talk about your financial status, and you must prove your financial stability in order to convince the visa officer that you are capable of affording your trip to New Zealand. Let's discuss the next point. Demonstrate ties with your home country. Make sure to provide evidence that you have ties to your home countries and have no intention of staying after the end of your trip to the New Zealand. The visa officer is highly interested to know whether you are aiming to return back to your home country or not. You have to convince the visa officials that you are willing and have to return for certain reasons. For example, family ties, career, immovable assets, properties, investments, and so on, to your home country, and are not planning to live there unlawfully or as an illegal or unauthorized immigrant in New Zealand. The next point is mention problems that may arise, if any. If there are problems experienced by the visa officer, then you need to indicate them in the SOP. For example, if your visa has been refused in the past or you have a criminal record, then make sure to explain this and why and how it will not affect your visit in the New Zealand. Next point is conclude your SOP with a positive statement and a clear objective. If your SOP ends on a confident and a positive tone and with a clear objective, it makes the visa officer engage till the last and consider your application among others and grant you the visa. You must show your sincerity here, as it is ending paragraph of your SOP which will be responsible to leave a long-lasting impression on the visa officer about your personality. The next point is use a formal tone and avoid jargon. Your SOP should be written clearly, consistently, and in a formal, professional, and appropriately respectful in tone. Use as simple as the language that you can use and avoid unnecessary jargon or slang or any complex and flowery language. Otherwise, the visa officer may find it difficult to read and understand your SOP, which will defeat the ultimate purpose, right? Your SOP should have to be readable and understandable to the visa officer. The next point is be honest. Always provide honest and accurate information in your SOP to New Zealand visitor, or you can say to New Zealand tourist visa. Any inconsistency or discrepancy in your application may lead to visa refusal. Never add any fake or false information in your SOP, as it is strictly prohibited, and you should have, and it should be rigorously avoided, or else your application will get rejected and you will be forbidden from visiting and touring your desired destination, which is New Zealand. Next is avoid copying from anywhere. Last but not least, you must avoid copying your SOP from any source. Otherwise, it will show plagiarism, which can risk your application. Your SOP should have to be your own work, not the copy or pasted material. And attempting such practices will surely lead to your rejection. Finally, creating an effective New Zealand tourist visa SOP is essential to ensure that your visa application is approved. By following the tips and the tricks I mentioned earlier in this video, you can compile an exemplary SOP that will help you to convince the visa officer that you have a genuine reason for visiting New Zealand and that you will meet and abide by the visa requirements. If in case you are struggling to write the SOP, then instead of taking a risk on your own, you must take help from our professional and highly skilled SOP writers. Contentholic has been functioning since 2011 and has gained immense popularity and experience in writing and providing high quality SOPs to innumerable people, not only in India but also abroad. Our professional writers create every SOP from the beginning and after having a thorough perusal of the client's profile. This approach allows Contentholic writers to create compelling SOPs that accurately represent the client's personality and help them stand out from the crowded pool of the other applicants. Contact and get in touch with us and go through our website so that you will be able to know more details about us. The link for the website has been given in the description box below. If you liked today's video, then make sure to like it and subscribe to our channel and share the video with your known ones who also want to tour and explore New Zealand and are looking for obtaining a New Zealand visitor visa. See you soon in the next video. Till then, stay tuned and thank you so much for watching.